Looks like Fani Willis is in even deeper trouble, this time with Jim Jordan for misappropriating grant funds. This involves Amanda Timpson, who is our whistleblower, and these are federal investigation coming down on Fani Willis. So this is yet another opening against her. So we approve. It's good news. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug TenNapel. This is where the happy patriots are. I got a little tip from Amanda Timpson, who used to be an employee of Fani Willis, that a little something article came out on Jim Jordan investigating Fani Willis. We're just going to read it. Justice Department uncovers inconsistency in Fani Willis's use of federal grant funds. Now, this is the U.S. government going after her on a different route. The bombshell discovery comes 2 years after Willis fired a whistleblower who had warned the district attorney that her office was attempting to misuse a $488,000 federal grant to pay for swag. That's a warning Amanda Timpson gave to Fani Willis. It's the same grant that the Justice Department's Office of Justice Programs now says is plagued with reporting discrepancies from Willis's office, errors that federal authorities only disclose to the Free Beacon after providing contradictory statements regarding awards Willis's office may have made under the grant. A convoluted spaghetti mess of Fani Willis lying about details as they ask specifics. So the government gives $488,000 grant to this to do like work with inner city kids and give them an alternate to going to jail and all that. Fani Willis comes in, says, we'll be taking that money and we'll be buying computers and swag. Miss Timpson recorded the conversation because she knew that Fani Willis was starting to persecute Miss Timpson instead of go after the bad guys that are, misappropriating this money. Next thing you know, Fani Willis has 7 guards walk Miss Timpson out of the office and she's fired. She goes to the government. That's where this investigation came from. Just so you guys know, Miss Timpson, can't just come on the show and start blabbing her mouth like I do. You don't want to slander a judge. You don't want to yell at a judge. You don't want to make fun of a judge. I never want to make things harder for the good guys. I want my show to make the good guys do better and make the bad guys furious and cry and sob in the corner. That's what we want. We have noticed some inconsistencies in what Fulton County has reported to the federal subaward reporting system, and we are working with them to update their reporting accordingly. The Justice Department did not provide any further details on the nature of Willis's reporting inconsistencies on the $488,000 federal grant, which was earmarked for the creation of a Center for Youth Empowerment and Gang Prevention in Atlanta. The grant ended September 2023, but the center never opened. No dough. The dough went into Fani Willis's office and no center to help the youth ever opened. Justice Department is coordinating with Willis's office to fix the grant reporting inconsistencies amid an ongoing House Judiciary Committee investigation into Willis's use of the federal grant funds. Where'd they go, Fani? Where'd the money? Committee Chairman Rep. Jim Jordan, yes, please, subpoenaed Willis in early February to record related to the $488,000 federal grant and the whistleblower allegations made by former Willis staffer Amanda Timpson, who was listed as the grant director until the district attorney abruptly fired her in January. This little 5-foot-tall woman, and had her walked out of the building with security guards, armed. Further, Jim Jordan threatened to hold Willis in contempt of Congress on March 14th after the district attorney responded to his subpoena with a narrow set of documents that had nothing to do with Timpson's whistleblower allegations. Willis wrote in response that Jordan's demands were, quote, unreasonable and uncustomary, and suggested his investigation was an effort to derail her election interference case against former President Donald Trump, and that Jim Jordan, was probably, racist. Whether or not a Fender Alumni Association received payments from the federal grant depends on Who is asked? Oh, that's always good. Well, did you get the money or not? Well, that depends on who you ask. Fulton County records show that Willis's office transferred $88,000 from the federal gang prevention grant to the Offender Alumni Association. But the group's administrative director, Tony Barnett, told the Free Beacon that she had no idea why the county was reported making those payments to her group. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. What money? Quote, I have no idea where that information's coming from. I have no idea why you're calling or where you're getting that information from. I don't know what you're talking about, unquote. Guys, this is how you survive in Fulton County, Georgia. This person's like terrified. You be scared. Someone comes and starts poking around, asking about your receipts. CR, thank you for your membership. We had a little private time together, me and the members. And again, I don't need your money. I'm not asking for money. I'm saying if you want to help, it's $5 a month. And as a special bonus, I'll be doing little private sessions with you all. Offender Alumni Association co-founder Deborah Daniels and Chief Operating Officer Dana Dickerson did not return several subsequent requests for comment. I don't want to say they're guilty. They're only saying we don't comment. Now that is how you make it, Fulton County, Georgia, man. Do not talk. That's some serious Soros intergalactic, interstate, interoffice money backing all their stuff. Justice Department spokeswoman told the Free Beacon that federal authorities had no records on any subgrant payment from Willis's office to the Offender Alumni Association. The Offender Alumni Association is not listed as a subgrantee for the grant award. Hence, the questions regarding the organization as a subgrantee are not applicable. Someone sent them down a wild goose chase. No one tracked any of the money, or it's in cash in Fani Willis's mattress. We wouldn't know. However, the Justice Department changed its tune after the Free Beacon informed it that its records contradict Fulton County's records, which disclose $89,000 in subpayments to the Offender Alumni Association. Wait a minute, there was a payment? Yeah, there was a payment. Okay, let's change our story. Now we got to change our story. Quote, upon further research, we found that Offender Alumni Association is included as a Fulton County sub-guarantee in subsequent documents. We apologize for this internal error. Oh, we're sorry. Before we said we didn't know of a payment. Well, now we do. Sorry. They were probably about to throw Amanda Timpson in jail and go, oh, wait a minute, we screwed up. Okay, sorry about the jail thing. What does their IRS do, when they try and tax Fani Willis? Fani Willis goes, I took some of my campaign funding and I kept it, in my mattress in cash. It's a black thing. Yeah, you're excused. It's a black thing. What about Hunter Biden? Why did he get his taxes excused? He's a white thing. The Justice Department refused to provide the Free Beacon with copies of the subsequent documents. Oops. Showing Willis's office made subgrant payments to the Offender Alumni Association or the date that Willis's office reported the payments to federal authorities. Willis did not return a request for comment. Yeah, no kidding. Miss Amanda Timpson's still fighting the good fight. And Fani Willis has the weirdest, bizarrest accounting anyone's ever seen. It looks a lot like corruption because let's